Hello and welcome to another F1 2020 video. We're back with Road to Glory, but we are in Tier 4 at the Bahrain Short Circuit. Again, another 100% race distance because of how short the lap is, and what a race we have in store for you this evening. So without further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying on our fastest lap. It was set quite early on in the session. We went out for further laps, but we sort of mucked them up, didn't quite get a decent improvement. We had another couple of tenths in us, but not that much in hand really. It's not my favourite track, especially this first sector. It's so difficult to hook up. But as you can see, Harry going fastest. We have some incredibly fast drivers in this tier, and not just one or two, but we have absolutely loads of them. And just to give you an idea, you'll see once I've finished this lap, I believe the top 14 drivers in this session were all covered by under a second, which is absolutely insane. Just to give you an idea how tight this field is. But it's been a pretty decent lap from myself. We gained most of our time in the last sector there. We could use a little bit more track on the exit of the last corner, but it's not too bad. Up to the line, it's going to be a 58.790, and overall that is only enough for 9th place on the grid. But as you can see, I'm only half a second off pole. So let's see what we can do in the race. 5 lights, and away we go. And it's a very good start indeed. We managed to jump Chris off the line, which is brilliant for us. So we're already making up places, but pressing mixer gets in our way. We have to back out quite early, and then we've got all sorts of people going up the inside and the outside. It's 4 wide into the first corner, and we end up having to back out. Don't want to lose our front wing, and it's still going on into the next corner. We've just got enough room. What a crazy start. Let's jump to a replay and see what actually went on there. Get a really nice getaway, but as we can see, the AlphaTauri sort of comes across in front of us and brakes a bit earlier than we were hoping to brake. And yeah, you can see 4 or 5 cars wide into that first turn. Just doesn't go. It's absolute chaos. Pretty clean actually from everyone considering, which is really impressive. But as we get a run down on the Haas driver, we want to get this move done nice and early. It gives us a little squeeze and a nudge, even trying to push us off the racetrack. Not sure whether that was intentional, but he is on medium tyres, so I'm on soft. I want to get this position done. We go around the outside of the left-hander. That is the position done, so we're back up into 10th place. We've only lost 1 place overall on the start, so it's not too bad. We run very wide, loads of understeer on this first lap with the heavy fuel load. We got Chris and Pressing Mixer fighting up ahead, so hopefully that they'll hold each other up and bring us into this battle. But we've got a lot of ground to make in this race now. As we fast forward now after that first lap, we just make a little bit of headway onto the guys in front. As you can see, they are battling away, so it's definitely helping us somewhat. But I have never worked so hard to fight for just a point in my life. This league race is the closest and the fastest I've ever been in, and I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. You can see I'm just losing the back end a little bit on the curb. I'm pushing as hard as I can. It makes me raise my game an awful lot more when I'm fighting so many fast people. Which is really, really good. That's what we're here for at the end of the day, to have fun. But yeah, we've got DRS now enabled, which is only going to help. But we will get a few DRS trains, which isn't going to, or could cause a few problems on this track. You can sit behind somebody with DRS and save a lot of battery and fuel. We managed to pull a gap and got out DRS range of Quinian in the Haas behind. You can see the two in front of us. Chris is looking on the offensive of the AlphaTauri of Pressing Mixer, and he's going to go up the inside. We're just searching for the slipstream to help bring us into this battle. They go side by side, bit of contact, but I can see the Haas driver doesn't have much ERS because his battery was flashing as he came into that first corner, so he is running fairly low. We've got quite a lot of battery left in us, so we're going to look to make a move soon as well. But let him continue his defense against Chris, use up all his battery, and then he's going to be absolutely defenseless against us. Coming through this left-hander, you can see we are a bit quicker than him at this point in time as well, which is only going to help us get past. run a bit wide through that right-hander, just suffering from a bit too much understeer on high fuel loads. And perhaps need to soften up the suspension a little bit on the front. But he runs a little bit wide in the last corner. But Ferrari having a bit of problems up ahead, but not going to affect us. We've got DRS, so does Pressing Mixer. We've got a much better drive out the corner and more battery as well. And we're going to use it to get past him. We come into the first corner, we lock up, outbrake ourselves just a little bit, keep it in the lines, but he gets the switch back on us. But we lose the back end, cut the corner, which is very unfortunate. We try the switch back on him as well, but we misjudge it terribly and cut the corner, giving ourselves 2 track limits warnings in 2 corners. Not a good start to this race. Going to have to be very, very careful now for the rest of this race. You see, we'll fast forward a little bit. He goes a little bit wide out of the second to last corner. He is struggling a little bit more than I am at this point, but he's still got DRS on the guys in front of him, which is not helping us at all. You can see we're then struggling to get the straight line speed on him, and the guys in front of him are battling as well. We lose a bit of touch to him through the first sector of this lap, but coming around into the last sector, we managed to pull that gap back again a little bit into the second last corner, and he sees he missed his apex by miles. He's run very wide, and we're going to get the run on him. We're going to use all of our battery to get up and past him. It gives us a little nudge, tries to give us a squeeze. Coming into the last corner, he outbrakes us, but we decide we've got the position. We're going to run him out of track to leave him just enough space to be classed as fair, but squeezing him enough to be or set our position, and we've got that position done. So we're going to fast forward now, and we've got Chris and Rawley up ahead fighting tooth and nail once again. So we're going to join in this scrap, and I think Chris is struggling with his rear tyres as well. He's getting a lot of oversteer. I think he might have overheated them in all this battling. So we're looking a little bit more racy at this point in time. You see it locks up the front coming into the last corner. We shift up to 4th, which gives us great traction on the exit. And I think we're going to have this position done. We've both got DRS, but we've got a bit more battery. And we're going to get past the racing point into turn 1. And that is us up into 8th position now. Never have I battled so hard for just a couple of positions. Really, really enjoying this fight. I was so focused, had to be full of concentration, but we skip on to lap 10 now. We're caught up to the back of Rawley, but we're not really making a move. We've used up most of our battery, so we've had to save a lot of it. But Chris behind, I think, has saved a bit of battery too. He uses a lot of it down this straight, and I think he's going to get the move back on us. He goes up the inside into turn 1, and he's got the move done. We do concede the position in the end. Don't want to fight this too hard. We need to save a bit of battery, but he brakes a bit earlier than we expected. We have to take avoiding action, and that is now our 3rd warning, which results in a penalty, 3-second time penalty. So we're only on lap 11, and we got ourselves a penalty. Not a good start. All from errors while battling people. You see Chris runs a little bit wide. We do have a yellow flag in sector 3, and that brings out the safety car. Somebody has gone out of this race. Now, we could stay out, we could go another 10 laps on these softs, but I think it might be worth with the safety car pitting in for mediums, which is what we do, and making this a 2-stop race. We don't have to worry about tyre wear at the end of each stint. Let's go full attack on this race and see what we can manage. Onto the fresh mediums, and out we go now. And as we come out the pits, it's going to be 10th place. A lot of people pit as well, so we don't lose many positions at all. Onto lap 15 behind the safety car now. And I'm really sorry for showing this clip, Tom, but he bins it under the safety car. He gets going again, but it puts him to the back of the grid. So that's another position for us, and somebody else pitted as well. So we're up to 8th place now as we go back racing once again on lap 15 and onto lap 16. now.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
It's a pretty reasonable restart from us. The guys in front of us are on brand new softs now. They've all pitted onto brand new softs, so they're going to be quicker than us at this point in time. So if we can hang on to them with the DRS once it becomes available on these medium, we're going to be in a very, very strong position in this race, because we're going to go onto the softs at the end and be a lot faster than these guys. You see, just struggling to hold on to the back of them, but we are doing so just about. But they're all squabbling around as we come into this second to right last corner. Chris gets it all wrong, loses the back end and spins it round, and we've gained another position up to 7th now. As we fast forward a little bit, we're coming down onto lap 17 now. We do have Pressing Mixer behind us on mediums. He's looking pretty racy. He's going to send a dive bomb up the inside, but he doesn't just dive bomb me. He dives bombs straight into the side of Chris in the Alfa Romeo and takes him out. So that is giving us another position. A pretty awful move there, and has ruined Chris's race, but it has given us another place. So can't complain too much on that one. As we fast forward again, we got our teammate up ahead. We are catching them very fast indeed. However, he is on hard compound tyres, which he started this race on, so you would expect us to be much faster at this point in the Grand Prix. Jason pits in and retires out of this race as well, so that's another position. So we're up to P5 now. We're all over the back of our teammate with these much better tyres. This shouldn't be too difficult. We're on completely differing strategies. Rotem doesn't fight it too much. There's absolutely no point. We're only going to slow both of us down. He's playing the long game on those hards, and hopefully it will work out well for him in the end. So we're into 4th place now. We're going to start chasing down Kieran up ahead of us on mediums as well. We do have Ruley on softs, so they're both going to have to pit again like myself. And over the course of the next few laps, we do start gaining on Kieran. We actually start catching him ever so slightly. But as we come on to lap 21, we got Harry crashes out at the very last corner. Not sure what happened there. He must have lost the back end. So it's another position. So we're up onto a podium place now. And then on lap 22, another bit of luck, because Rowley up ahead ends up losing the back end coming out of the last corner. We're going to use a bit of battery, but we haven't got very much remaining. Can we get this position coming into turn 1? It's side by side. Can we do it? We go around the outside, and we've just got a bit more grip. I think he's overheated those rear tyres, and we've got the position up to 2nd place now. And over like I said, the last couple of laps, we've been quicker than Kieran as well. We've lost a bit of time battling there, but Gronfeld in the Haas behind us has caught us this whole time. He's been faster than us again, and now we're dropping off the back of Kieran, and he's going to look up to the inside. We leave it in lean. He is the quicker driver at this point in time. We want him to go in front, and we're just going to hang on to his DRS behind. That's the plan anyway. So we let him through. No point fighting it too hard. And let's get his DRS. Use his extra speed that he's got on us at this point in time. We're going to save all of our battery, save a load of fuel, and then we're going to have a really big push at the end of this Grand Prix. We're also eyeing up possibly trying to get the undercut on Gronfeld if we can at some point. As we come on to lap 37, we are right behind Gronfeld in the Haas still. We're still catching up to the back of him. We feel like we could make an overtake if we wanted, but you can see the amount of battery that we have saved and fuel behind him. We've just been sort of sitting behind. I know if I do get past him, he's only going to be quicker than me and actually get past me again. We're only going to slow both of ourselves down, but I think he's struggling on these tyres again. So we're going to try and pit this lap if we can and get the undercut on him. Kieran has disappeared down the road. He's now 5.5 seconds away from us. So I think he's a stretch too far for us in this race. His pace has been very, very strong indeed now. Coming down into the last sector now, we are going to pit this lap because our teammate is in the pits, but he has actually just left the pits, so we're going to be okay. We just wanted confirmation. We're going to go in. Is Gromfeld going to pit as well, or is he going to stay out an extra lap? Looks like he's going to stay out an extra lap, so we're going to get the opportunity to get an undercut here, which will be absolutely beautiful if we can pull it off. So in we go. Brand new soft tyres going on the car.
Exit now.
Nice stop from the boys at McLaren. Out we go. And as we come out of the pits, we're in 5th place. But we do have Angel is right behind us. He is catching on us down this straight with the extra speed. It's very, very crucial we keep ahead of the Alfa Romeo. And we do just coming into Sector 1. But it's very, very slippery on these cold tyres. But we've got this position. And that was absolutely key. But let's use a little bit of our battery and try and get a very good outlap indeed. In hindsight, watching this back, I think we should have used a little bit more battery than we actually did. We have an awful lot in hand, but I wanted to save it to use if we got. I was so confident of the undercut onto Gromfeld that I wanted to save it to actually pull a nice gap on him and get away from DRS zone. We've gone purple in the middle sector. So we just feel like we're going to be so quick that we're going to easily get this undercut. We use all of the tracking a little bit more, get a little warning out the last corner, get a purple last sector as well. Gromfeld is in the pits. He's just coming out of the pits now. You can see him on the right-hand side, and I think he might just have this position. We're nearly side by side as we go into turn 1, but not quite. And he kept the position. The undercut didn't work. It's a real shame, but we know how cold these tyres are on Gromfeld's hat, so we want to make a move right away if we can. We got DRS. Let's use a lot of our battery down through the back straight, and let's make a move up the inside of this fast left-hander. He's hanging around the outside, but he hasn't quite got no grip. We've got warmer tyres, and we've got the position now, which is crucial. But we've used a bit more battery than we wanted to. It's a shame the undercut didn't work quite as well as we wanted to, but we've got a mighty, mighty battle on our hands now. Gone purple sector, middle sector, sorry. As we come into the last corner, the VSC is deployed. We slow down to meet the Delta, but Gromfeld runs into the back of us, gives himself wing damage and us both a 5-second penalty. Super frustrating for the both of us. It's taken him out of this race and given me an extra penalty as well. But we go on to lap 42 now of this Grand Prix.
The fastest lap at this point in time is
and we are catching Woolley on old mediums up ahead. He got the undercut on us to start with when he was on softs, but now he's on very old mediums. He's going to go to the end of this race, but we're going to be a lot faster than him. Okay, personal best, middle sector.
1 minute 0.9.
Through the fast sweeping left-hander. Got to get on the power as early as you can. We are gaining time on Woolley, about a second to a second and a half at lap. But because of that extra penalty, we've now, once we do get him, we've got to pull an 8-second gap to him because he has no penalties at all. It's going to be very difficult indeed. Personal best, middle sector. Coming around the last corner, Kieran beats the fastest lap of the race, breaks the 1 minute barrier. What are we going to do? We're not even going to get close to it. We're going to get a 1 minute 0.6. Gone to the end of lap 44 now, and we've caught the back of Woolley in the Ferrari. We've got so much more grip. We've got a lot of battery as well. We're going to use a bit of it. Get past him, use the DRS. He doesn't fight it too hard. There's no point really, especially with my penalties. He's just got to sit on the back of me as much as he can from now on, but I've got to make a break for it. So let's use a bit of our battery and try pull away. We don't want him to have DRS for a single lap if we can help it. He's obviously going to get DRS down this back straight now, but if we can get out of his DRS before the end of the lap, that'll be ideal, because it's only going to disadvantage us more if he does have that extra benefit of our DRS and our tow. So we're going to use a bit of battery here. We get a really nice middle sector, which is perfect. We've got personal best sector 1 into sector 2, another personal best. As we come out of here, the gap is 1.2 seconds now as we go into the DRS detection point. So we have broken that DRS 1 second window right away, which is perfect for us.
5 laps
And
of
as we go
fuel
on to lap
remaining.
52 now, we pulled the gap out to 5 seconds, so it's going to be extremely tight by the time we get to the end of this race at lap 57. But if you look on the track map, Woolley behind us ends up spinning out of the last corner, bottles it, and that has taken the pressure off us. He keeps hold of his position in third, but it has given us a massive breathing space now of 13.3 seconds. So it was going to be a very close one by the time it got to the last lap. I felt like I had enough in hand that I was going to get in position, but these tyres are only going to drop off by the end. So Kieran's out of reach. We back it off for the last few laps, just trying to get this home now. We've got enough gap behind. It's not going to make any difference to Kieran in front. He's drove a solid race and deserves this win. But last lap now, we've got a bit of DRS form.
Burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
This has been an incredibly good race. We have benefited from a few people making errors and mistakes. So we've gained a few positions through that, which has been ideal. We've kept it clean and clinical the whole race ourselves. That's how we got through the field. We have had good pace though, despite that. Kieran has been absolutely unstoppable once he got in the lead. Fair play to him. He comes across the line in first position, but we're going to come across the line to finish second in this race from 9th position on the grid. And considering the quality that is in this field, I am ecstatic with that. I had a fantastic race and couldn't be happier right now. Angel got driver of the day, and fair play. He was well out of the top 10 on the starting grid, so he's had a fantastic race. He came home 4th, I believe. But what a race that was today. I sets this season up beautifully. It's going to be super, super tight at the front there. So many fast people. So I'm looking forward to this one. But as ever, thank you ever so much for watching. You can please give my channel a like and subscribe. That'd be absolutely brilliant. But until next time, bye-bye.